My uh, cursor itself. 1 minute. Well, let's go with Accelerator itself. It's not working. Accelerator. So at the first, we have some table data in the table, right?
Sir, you didn't share the screen.
Okay, recording is started. Okay. So welcome to the day 6 of online bootcamp. So today we'll understand um, how to do. Uh, now we understand, right, how to do crude operations on entities, how to connect them with the route and do things. So because of the form limitation, we were only doing get and post. But when you go to the second course, that is MAD2, in that project, you can also do with the Flask RESTful APIs. You can also define delete and put methods. So with only get and post, we are doing everything right now. So when the admin creates a quizzes, uh, quiz one, quiz two, so like that for every chapter there will be quizzes, right? After admin creates chapter quizzes, admin will define some start date, end date, like deadline for that assignment, something like that. Admin will give information for that. So you will show the same information to the user. When users go to quizzes page, there he can see all the quizzes with the deadline. So if the user clicks on start button, then you will show a specific URL. In that specific URL, you can check if the user open the link. In that moment itself, we will make a scores record in the database and keep it like that only. I mean, don't do anything, just create a timestamp and make it as user started. Once user marks all the answers, uh, so in the database you will also save the information about questions, right? If I open quizmaster.
Sir, I have a doubt
Mhm.
about this quiz, sir. Should we start like when the student started attempting and ended it? Those time stamps should be mentioned both or only when he submitted?
Sorry.
Suppose let's take IITM example, so the graded assignments. After submitting, we can see that when I have last submitted it, this timestamp.
Yeah, yeah. So that you
Only
can keep
that
any
one
scores, right?
timestamp is enough?
Yeah, one timestamp is not latest one.
Okay, okay.
So whenever, so first admin will create a subject, then in that multiple chapters, and every chapter can have multiple quizzes. And let's take example of one quiz only. In that quiz, one quiz can have multiple questions. And primary, I mean, there will be primary key, quiz ID, which quiz it belongs to, and which what is the question statement, and what are the options. So to save the options, there is something called uh, JSON option. Okay, so you can use that to store list of items, something like that in SQL database. That is db.json, something like that. In that you can store multiple options, and option 5 is correct option. I mean, you can save like that, correct option. Like option 4 is, I mean, attribute 4 is multiple options. Option 5, attribute 5 is correct option, like what is the correct option. And when users open a quiz space, you will show this quiz information, and when user clicks on that start, you will create a score record for that particular user. And when the exam goes, he will click on the radio buttons, or else in the HTML form you will show the radio buttons, right? Question and then options in the radio button form. When user clicks on a radio button, it will be selected. And when you get the details back, when user clicks on submit, submit on this quiz button, in this quiz page, you will get all the questions information from the user. And when you get the information back, you will get this original question from the database. And only so when the user attempts the question, you will only return uh, question ID, and then question statement, and then options only. You should not return question answers. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
While rendering template for the quiz, you will only return these things. Also, when in the quiz paper, you have only to show the quiz name and remarks, anything. Whereas when the user clicks start, then you will set the timer in the JavaScript, and you will start a score. It will be like 0 for the starting stage, and when he attempted that. And whenever user clicks on submit, then you will get all those answers from the user. And in the backend, with the primary key up for the question, you will fetch the answer. For every question you will fetch the answer. You will just match if the correct option equal to the user given input, then increment the count. You got the process, right?
Yes, sir. I've got
Yeah.
it.
Increment, and after that, after whenever user clicks on submit, user data will be sent to backend, and there you will calculate all the information, and you will update the scores with that score. Once the score is updated, now that's it. User can't enter the route again. Whenever user goes to the same quiz again, then you will show you have already submitted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, got it,
So
right? You understood the process, right?
we can't attempt it again and again.
That's up to you. If they have a deadline, okay, after deadline, they should not, maybe, I guess. Let me check. So core functionalities: admin login, user login, dashboard for admin, quiz management, edit, delete, admin specific hour of the quiz. Okay, date and duration. So on which date, for how much hours? So these things admin should specify. So it is not like specific duration, like on which date the deadline should complete. So those things up to you, on when the deadline is, something like that. After that, the user can't attempt the quiz. The admin creates edit, delete, MCQ. Only one option correct. See, only one option correct. So it is very easy to evaluate questions inside the specific quiz. And user dashboard. Okay, timer is optional, so you don't need to implement timer. Each quiz score is required. So you will show each quiz score. Once user starts a quiz, you will record the scores, and once submit, you will calculate the scores, and you will return the score. The earlier quiz attempts are shown, so you can also see previous quiz attempts. Show the summary charts. So how the user performed in subject wise marks, like that. Created programmatically. Okay, recommended functionality. So okay, that's it. Any doubt you have?
No, sir.
Okay, you understood the process, right? How to create the
Sir,
questions.
how to check the earlier quiz attempt?
Earlier course attempts, you can go to scores, right? In the scores, you will have, so this is a scores data model. In that model, you will have quiz ID and user ID. You can also have subject ID to check which subject he attempted.
I mean, the scores only show the score. So how
Huh?
can we see the answers which we have attempted?
Uh,
Like how, where to store it and how to
where they said,
retrieve it?
where they said each quiz score is recorded. Oh, okay. No, no. Score means final score, not answer.
Yeah, the earlier quiz attempts are shown.
Yeah.
So
If I
where will
attempt
it
to,
be stored?
you can store in this course attempt, right? In this course itself, when the user attempted, timestamp of attempt. So this quiz he attempted at this time. That's it. In this table itself, you will store.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah. Any doubts other than this?
No, sir.
Okay. Device plan. So you understood the process, right? Like, are you confident to do everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And another thing is how to evaluate. I just told you orally yesterday. We did right. In the same way, when you are rendering the, in that uh, you have to send the all the questions without correct answer to the front end. When users returns the data in the back end, you have to check the answers if they are correct or not by matching them. How to time limit for an action, so it is optional, so no need to do it. Also, you can, another thing you can do is you can define start and end time for the quiz. So time duration, date of quiz, when to start. So when user starts the quiz, if the score is already there and user already submitted, then you should you can revoke that, right? User from entering into the URL. Just put if condition and check. So that the thing you can do. And how to generate graphs. So this is the only thing left.
So in the quiz, a time duration is there, no? Like once we start the quiz, is there any time limit that we have to
So
attempt
it is
in?
optional. It is in the document. Mhm. See, these are optional. May contain. So it is optional. You can only, you can also put deadline. So only one thing is required. In the requirements, they have mentioned admin specifies the date and duration of the quiz. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
So you can put as a deadline. That's also fine. So from today till that duration, they can attempt like that. You can put. If the deadline is passed, you can just check if the user is trying to attempt. So current attempt date is before than the quiz deadline, then you will allow the user to enter into that URL. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. And optional, yeah, here it is there. Timer is optional. You don't need to mention a timer. So for IITM, there is no timer, right? Deadline is the final date. After that, you can't attempt. You can put that instead of this. So it's up to you. If you want to put, you can put. Okay, it's not like okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
You can just use JavaScript and start the timer. Whenever user clicks submit or else exit the browser, close the tab, then so if it is OPP, he can log in again. So you can just check if the user clicked on start, and after that, during this duration, if he comes back, you can allow. After that deadline, you will say time has been passed, like that you can show. Okay. Um, any other doubt?
No,
So
sir.
let's see how to create graphs. Oh. Uh, Piyush, Piyush. Oh, 1 minute. Comment. Yeah, so let's create app.route slash summary, define summary. So we'll pass nothing. Uh, return render template of summary.html. So that's it. In this summary.html, we will go to some. Let's create a template called summary.html. Summary.html. In this, we will have just document summary in this slash active python app.py. So this server is running. Let's go to slash summary. Now we haven't defined any routing, right? So we can directly go. So summary, this is a summary page, right? Now, generally, what we can do is we can put here a image tag. SRC is something we don't know. If we go to Google and copy some image, so now this is the image. Now I can copy this image link, and if I go to the template in the SRC, if I paste it, and if I go back to the my summary page and refresh, now you can see the image in here. It is showing here, right? So it is nothing but with this URL we are sending the image to the template. So what we will do is instead of this specific image, we will dynamically create multiple images. So here we will put some variable, and here we will put image URL. Now if I go back to routes.py, here what I will do is uh, image URL equal to this URL we have just copied from the bootcamp. I mean the document problem statement, and here I will pass image URL equal to image URL, and everything is seems correct. Now if we go to front end and refresh, see still we got the same. So what we are doing, we are just passing the URL to the front end. Now what we will do is instead of this URL, we will create some specific graphs. Now we have to create some graphs. Create graph graphs, and before that uh, in the static folder we will store all the files for the application. We already have some image.png. Okay, that is this quiz masters, and what we can do is we can return this template instead. I mean we can show this static folder images files in the front end with the URL. Well, just image URL equal to slash static slash images. So if you put slash static, then whatever contents in the in this folder will be shown in the front end. Images slash image dot png. So if I save and if I go to front end, if I refresh, now you can see the quizmaster image is showing here. Are you getting Komali? Yeah.
Yes,
Now we
sir.
will, yeah. Now we will go back here and let's go to the
Sir, I have a doubt. Like
mhm.
previously in some summary.html, we have created the image URL and we removed it and kept it in the function, right? App.route. Why can't we keep it here?
What
We use the we use the keyword image URL here instead of keeping the whole link.
variable? It's a variable. So with backend we are updating that variable.
Um,
So right now
okay.
it is fixed URL. So if it is fixed one, you no need to render from backend. Here itself you can fix in the template itself. But it will be updating, right? Whenever new user comes, the data will update, right? So we have to show new graphs every time.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Because of that, we are putting here variable and we are updating that variable with the API. And whenever admin clicks on this API or else any user, their statics will be updated. Now what we will do is now let's go to this models.py and ask ChatGPT to generate some data. So I'm just telling you use case. So for this give some data script to add data in database and one graph to create. So I just ask it to give some script to add data in the database for these tables and one graph, any graph idea. So what we can do is how many people. Um, so right now there is nothing. So after you define your application, you can show like subject wise how people are performing, how many people got how much marks. So for that kind of graphs, that I think you can do. Other than that, how many people attempted a quiz or not. So those things you can do. Admin manager. So it is just giving some graphs. After that, roll counts equal to it is trying to count how many rolls, and after that it is creating a bar plot for every user. So this is just a user use case. Now let's try this one. In this test.py, we will do this. So right now there are only two rows, but for the sake of showing some graphs, I'm just creating this. Okay. Here db.session users equal to subjects. So users, and we are adding all those users into the database. db.session save objects and then converted successfully. Now let's this run this test.py file to add the data. Let's go to database.db. Right now the users table is only one. Now if we do python test.py, it added all the users. So now you can see multiple users added, only one manager, two admins and two users. So just for the showing graph purpose, to making a graphs, for the sake of creating graphs, I am just adding these users, but there should be only two users, only one admin and multiple users in the application. That I think make sure. For the for demonstrating purpose, I am adding multiple users with different types. That's it. We have added them. Now here, what I will do is in this summary URL, whenever the user enters into this URL, so what we will do is we will use matplotlib library. So it will create images. So import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So that we have to install a package called matplotlib. And after that, what we will do is we'll fetch the data of the all users. So so whenever user enters into this URL, we will create graphs. And so we will first count the role counts, what are the roles are there and what is the count of that, and we are creating a zip of that role counts. So from the user table we are fetching the role and count of that role. So they are using also db.func tools. It will be flask yeah, flask sql alchemy will already have these things, dot group by dot function. So those things will be there. Only this matplotlib, these lines are necessary. So plt dot bar plot, and that bar plot we are passing roles and counts, and there will be. So why we are jipping? We are jipping just to just to so roll counts. I think roll counts. Let's check. I'm not sure. Print roll counts. So whenever we enter into this, it will show a graph. So right now we are not storing it. We are just showing it. Let's see if it works. In IPyNip file, it will show. Here maybe it will throw a pop-up, I guess. Oh, why I'm running this? Yeah, unique constraint file. Clear. Python uh, app.py. Now if I refresh, the script will run whatever under this. Yeah, now we are able to see the graph, right? It is showing a pop-up. Because matplotlib is already installed in my computer. It is showing. What you have to do is pip install matplotlib that you have to do, and after that don't forget to update this requirement.txt pip freeze angular bracket requirements.txt. And so with the data in the backend, that is this admin 2 manager 1 user 2. So there are two admins, one manager and two users. So we are getting that information, and here what this zip function is doing is this zip of roll counts. So it is extracting this admin and then count accordingly, and it is creating a list. And we are um so it is like I forgot the name. uh, Unpacking tuples, something like that. So we are unpacking, and in the rows we will have all the rows, and in counts we will have all the counts, and we are passing blue, green, red colors. And for this information, it is there are only three categorical variables, right? So for each of them, it will assign colors like this. If we remove colors, it will also work, I guess. It will pick a random colors. Let's run again. Yeah, now it is only showing a plain color. So that's it. Let's keep it as back. So when you are sure how many uh, categorical variables are there, then you can pass colors like this. So yeah, it created a new graph. Since we are not returning anything, it is like that. So what we will do is instead of plt.show, plt.save fig is a function, and in that we can define the URL, like where we want to store static slash uh, images slash admin user graphs dot png. Now what we will do is main thread is not in loop. Okay, I don't know what this error is.
Sir, in the static left side, we only have image.png. We have to create one template, I guess.
No, we don't need to create template. This is image, right? It will automatically save in that.
Okay, it will automatically be saved like admin user graphs.
Yeah. In the images folder, it will create. Let's try. So if I refresh, okay, it thrown an error. No such file or directory. Save fig. Is it dot save them? Pld dot save fig. Okay, matplot.pyplot has no attribute save. It should be save fig only. Uh, okay, let's try image.png then. So, uh, is graph.png. So I'm just checking in which directory it is currently. The application is working on. It is in online bootcamp folder. In that there is static. Why it is not coming? HTATIC. Okay, maybe we have to give pre-existing image. Maybe image.png. Let's try. Let's see if it replaces it. Oh, still. Hmm, I'm not sure. Let's Google it. How to store matplotlib figures. Save with function with the relevant parameters. What are the parameters? Oh, okay. We have to give the name of the file and then format equal to none. Fname. Syntax for IMC is let's use this one. Save it. Oh, okay, okay. Now I got it. So I think it's directly savefic. Sure. Savefic. This is the file name. Let's keep it as image.png. Format equal to none. Oh, now it is creating. Okay, here it created the image.png file. Why? Why not in static folder? Static slash. Oh, in static also it created file image.png. Static slash images slash image.png. Is it because the format is none? I'm not sure. Let's check. I will delete this image also. We don't need. Oh, I don't know. Previously we did the same thing, right?
We have to do plt.show, I guess, sir.
PLT dot.
Show.
What is flow?
SHOW.
No, no, we don't need to show. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to save the figure. PLD dot show is to see ourselves if it is working fine or not. We have already seen them. Now we are trying to save. Now it is saving. So previously it was not saving. It was showing file not found. We were using the same code. I'm not sure why it was saying like that. So anyway, right now it is working. In the static folder, it is in the images folder. In the static, in the images folder, we are storing that. Okay, okay. Now I got it. So this slash, so this was causing the issue. So if I remove the slash and if I go to backend, I mean front end and refresh the URL, now it is able to create the files. So if I see Kamal, if I delete this image, then in the static folder image folder, in the static images folder, there is nothing, right? So if I run this route again, it will fetch all the rows. It will get the rows count and it will split them and it will do a bar plot. And after that, it will do X label, Y label, and it will add title and it will save the figure. So only these 7 lines of code is creating graph for the specific thing. And after that, we are storing that information in the static images image.png or path, right? So you will pass the same. So you will put a specific image path, image URL equal to static slash images slash image dot png, and you'll pass the same here. Image url image url equal to image url. So right now there is, in the static folder images there is nothing, right? Now if I refresh, see we got the graph.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt till here?
No doubts.
No doubt, okay. Other than this, so let's add a new user and see what happens if we refresh. uh, Miss, I came from Miss. uh, so if I split this screen and open this right side one itself, main thread is not in main loop, maybe because we are trying to access the same file, that's why it is showing like this. Or else every time you can create a new image. So for one user this is not an issue, maybe both are trying to open, right? Maybe that's why it is giving this error, I guess. um, is it the reason? Slash home. So open this page now. If I refresh here, main thread is not in main loop. I don't know what this error is. Is it in saving image? I don't know why the error is coming. Let's check. Main loop. The error occurs because Matplotlib's default backend requires a main thread for GUI rendering. Works with the Flask execution model. Since you are running this inside a Flask route, the best solution is to use a non-GUI background like KGG and save plot instead of displaying it. Okay, so previously we used dot show, right? Maybe it is because of that. It is showing some graphical user interface something. Okay, yeah. So we go to slash summary. Okay, maybe if we try to access the same file in two routes, then it is trying giving error, I guess. So every time we have to give some random route. So for the file name, let's ask ChatGPT to create a random uh, create a random file name for image and delete after five 5 minutes. So the graphs are temporary, right? So that's why we can set some timings to delete that. Okay, there no need to delete. Okay, this mat to concept like time ticker delete. So for now, just uh, create a random file name.
So the graph should be just updated, right, instead of deleting.
Um, so every time you enter into the URL, a new graph should be created, right? So every time it will be updated. So when I'm opening the same URL in two pages, it is showing some error. The main thread is not in main loop. So maybe it is conflicting when two users trying to access the route. I'm not sure. So that's why let's create a unique image every time. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Mm, what is this UUID? Okay, import UUID. Okay. So it is saying that it will. So every time we have to lead it. That's not an issue for MAD1. We can just tell Proctor that. So let's also import UUID. So I'm passing file name and image URL equal to file name. Okay, let's refresh this page. Okay, yeah. Maybe it is because both URLs are trying to access the same image. That's why it was giving error. Now it is not giving. Yeah, again, damn. What is this?
Like, why should we keep it on both sides, sir?
No,
Split
no.
them.
I just wanted to show you that if I add a new user, what will happen? So will the graph update or not? That's why. Okay, maybe I will show homepage here, and in the left side, show summary. Okay, now it is creating graphs. So whenever I refresh this page, it is creating a new URL, new image. So you can see, I whenever I click on that, it is creating a new image. So right now it created three images. So this UUID dot UUID 4 dot hex will generate a uh, random string, so we can use that to generate the random files. I mean, files you want to show for a short time, then you can set a timer to delete it, but it is not in MAD1 scope, so don't worry about it. You can also put image.png, so it will not conflict whenever you are trying to access from two pages, then only it is rising error. So that's it. So now let's why again. Hmm. Main thread is not in thread loop. Okay, let's use what ChatGPT is saying. It is saying matplotlib.use agg. Hope it helps. Uh, matplotlib. Oh, where is our routes.py? Oh, I have deleted mistakenly. Okay. In the routes.py, we will use this matplotlib.use agg. Okay, matplotlib.py plot don't have. So we have to import matplotlib. Then we can use this import matplotlib, and then matplotlib.use agg, and let's go to this route. Refresh. So server stopped. Clear. Python app.py. So now we can see any number of times we can refresh. Yeah, ChatGPT, whatever ChatGPT non-GUI backend, yeah, it is working. So it created multiple images. Are you able to see this? You understood the process, right, Kamali?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what we have to do is we are returning the same URL, right? Multiple URLs. Showing that. So now I will register a new user. New user. So it will increment the user count, and it will be greater than admin bar. Right now both are same. So this at qmaster.com. So user registration done. Now what we will do is if we refresh here, see one user is incremented. So every time we go to summary page, we are fetching database. We are fetching the data from the database, right? So that's why the admin can see, or else anyone who will enter into the API will see the real time graphs. So any doubts still here? Like this is the only way to. We can also use this. Is not the only way. You can also use JavaScript. Some libraries are there with which you can just pass the data, and it will only create bar graph with the specified length. So you give the data, and it will do the styling for you. So better to use matplotlib. Only some errors you can use ChatGPT, and you can rectify them. That's it.
Okay, sir.
So anything else?
No, no, sir.
Yeah. Any doubts you have, specific doubts, then you can ask now, or else we can end this session. That's it. That's about.
Sir, I
You,
can't hear you.
huh?
Your voice broke, sir. I couldn't hear you.
Okay, yeah. So that's it about MAD1. So what we have to do is first we have to create a models, and we have to define the schema like one to many relationships like those. And after defining everything, and everything seems perfect for our requirement like users, subjects, chapters, quizzes, and after once everything is defined, then you will create a basic application, and you will render all the templates, whatever the templates we may require. So you may require the templates, and you will render to the front end. After that, now you will start adding routes. Now when you enter into this route, show this template. When you enter into this route, show this template. After that, you will add buttons, and you will send data from front end to back end. Whenever you start receiving data back end, you will save the data into the database, adding into the database the data. And after adding the data, now you have the data, right? Now you can show the data in a new template. So you will return the data with the template, and you will show the data in the front end. And user can do crude operations, create, read, update, delete on anything. And other than that, so that's it. Once you define all the routes and sending templates and checking if the current user logged in or not, everything, uh, your MAD1 project is done. Only thing is you have to cover all those requirements, and we have to create the summary graphs. And in that, you just need to pass the image URL and replace them in the src of the image tag, and it will display in the front end. So that's it. So do you have any doubt? If you have,
Yes. Test.py is just for like
Yeah,
running the.
testing, adding data, everything. Yeah. So you can use the same to show something to the Viber Proctor. So for testing purpose, you can use this data. You can add some dummy data and check how it is working. If you delete one subject, is all the children of the subject are getting deleted or not? Getting right.
Yes.
So that's it. You can you can also search Google and so right now it is not there. But when I was doing at my time, when I was doing this MAD1 MAD2 project, in MAD1 project they asked me to create a music streaming application. So I have to store the MP3 files. So I was storing them in the static folder. And in the next MAD2 project, library management system. In that I had to save the PDF user uploaded in the front end. So I was saving them here, and whenever user trying to read, I will uh, so I will just make a object tag, and in that I will replace that URL with the file I have, and I was able to show that file in the front end. So like that I did it. So for now, uh, you have to create images in the images folder and just return this link slash static stacks images slash and the graph you have created, and it will display in the front end. So that's the only file display you have to do. And other than that, mostly is text based. So
Sir,
that's
in
it.
the test.py,
Mhm.
we have created the four roles, right? Users.
Mhm.
Why should we create that? Like in the front end, when we do it, it will automatically be saved in the database, right?
See, if you want to add this in front end, you have to four times add this data and click on submit. Instead of that, I just made a code and I'm adding automatically every time. Instead
Okay,
of going to
okay,
front end and clicking every time, I just made a script, and with that script, I'm adding four users into the database for testing
okay.
purpose.
So we can do it like this, right?
Yeah, you can do this just testing purpose in backend. When you are asking real users to do that, they will upload, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
For testing purpose, you can add any data you want.
Okay, sir. In the Viva time, we have to show them on the front end side.
Yeah, first you have to show in the front end like user registration, adding subject, everything is getting done from front end or not. After doing that, to show the graphs and other data, you need to have some more data, right? If you want to show the graphs, if there is only 2 3 users, if you show graph, it will not look good, right?
Yes, sir.
In that case, you can add many users, and when you open the graph, it will look somehow good. You have to tell the proctor like I'm adding some users to show, I mean I'm adding some data to show graphs, like that you can tell and you can add.
Okay, at that moment, we can just do in the code right now in this test.py, we can add, right, multiple
Yeah,
users.
yeah, you can also add multiple users, multiple subjects, multiple chapters, and link them also you can do.
Okay,
So
okay,
that's it.
sir.
Okay, then anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, so we will have the next session on Monday. On Monday we'll see how to submit the project. So try to complete your project by doing it today, tomorrow, and oh, you have 4 days. Okay, okay, not Saturday. I will keep it on Monday. So once you complete your project, uh, if you have any doubts, you can ask me on Monday, and I will tell you how to submit the project on Monday.
Okay,
And
sir.
that's it. So that's about Mat one. Nothing else.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
then have a great day. Bye.